One of the things I wanted to just mention is, when we're talking about rigs, I see a lot of these YouTube videos and people talk about kickers. And if you're talking about shrink tube kickers, they inevitably show the hook link coming straight out the back of the shrink tube, but not line aligned. And I used to read a lot of Jim Gibbonson's stuff in the 80s and early 90s. He's a prolific writer and quite a good thinking guy as well. And he came up with a line aligner. And in the earlier days of carp fishing, the line aligner made a huge difference to the captures when we started using shrink tube and you know, the hair rig as it used to be. I know a lot of rigs have got rings on now and there's no hair involved or anything, but I've found it's just a small percentage, but that's all you need. And what I do is I don't just have a kicker on it, I have a line aligner, so I get a needle and thread it through at like 45 degrees, like that. And it accentuates the way that the hook sits and grips on the floor of the carp's mouth, particularly with a wafter or a bottom bait. So if you look at it, it's just sort of like sat gripping instantly, this rig I'm using. But that line aligner seems to make quite a difference. It improves the speed that the hook is gripping in the carp's mouth, the floor of the mouth. And a lot of people are a bit too lazy to do it, but I think you spend a lot of time paying for tickets, expensive tickets, syndicate tickets, the travelling we're all doing with the price of petrol and all the rest of it. So for the sake of a few seconds, to do that one little adjustment where you're actually using the line aligner is easily worth it. So don't just settle for the hook length coming out of the back of the shrink tube. Put it through with a needle so it's at 45 degrees. And it forces the hook to turn quicker and flip like that. Just try it. It's worth it. I also wouldn't bother doing it if it didn't make a difference. And I've been doing this a long time, 52 years now. So I go to the trouble of doing it. And if I have not got the equipment to do it, I feel like I'm not fishing as good as I should be doing.